Hey everyone, welcome to In John's Universe. I'm John, and today I'm sharing my ongoing weight loss journey with semaglutide. A big shout out to my amazing subscribers. Thank you for being here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button for more helpful tips, updates, and inspiration. All right, let's dive in. Today is the start of my 7th week on semaglutide. I took my weight this morning and it was, let's see, 226.7. So I lost only about a tenth of a pound from last week. Uh, I've been in a weight loss plateau for the last 2 weeks, and I feel like I'm starting to come out of it now. I haven't gained any weight, but it hasn't been a significant weight loss. So uh, we'll see what's going to happen. I wasn't going to do this video, but I wanted to keep you updated about what's going on. Before I continue, I want to thank everybody for some of the comments that I've received. I've gotten some good comments, some good advice, suggestions along the way. I've had a couple of suggestions about how to break through the weight loss plateau. A couple of them were, starting the carnivore diet, where you eat just meat for your entire diet and you forgo all the other nutrients that are in other diets. However, I did talk to my doctor's office and they don't want me going on to the carnivore diet or trying it. And the reason being is I've had a heart attack in the past, and I'm still watching my cholesterol. I'm on cholesterol medication, and I'm on high blood pressure medication. From what my doctor's office told me, the carnivore diet is not just risky because it's lacking essential vitamins, nutrients, and fiber. It's also possible to have too much of a good thing. I'm reading some of this. Eating lots of meat can cause serious digestive issues, and eating lots of saturated fats, which are plentiful in a diet, uh, can elevate LDL, the bad kind, LDL cholesterol, and increase the risk of heart attack. And that's why the doctor's office doesn't want me to venture into that. So I'm just gonna stay what it is. And I did some research on it. The additional sodium from that particular diet is high in salty meats, and that can lead to high blood pressure and place extra pressure on my kidneys. And I don't need that aggravation right now. So I'm just going to stick with what's working for me and what my doctor is prescribing or suggesting for my needs. Again, I appreciate everybody's input on it. It's important. I like the comments. It's good to get the encouragement, but I have to make up my own decision how I want to go along with this. Uh, Also, somebody had mentioned the doing an interval type of diet where you restrict yourself to eating certain days or certain periods of time. You don't eat for 10 hours and then you eat something and then you fast again for another period of time. And that's something that I may look into in the future. I'm not 100% sure if that would work for me, but what I plan on doing now is continuing on my regular diet, eating more protein. That's something that I haven't done. So I've looked for alternative sources to increase my protein count. I've looked at my app because I keep track of all the foods that I take. And I'm only getting about 75% of the protein that I should be eating every day. And it's not enough. So I've already made, commitment to myself that I'm going to eat more protein and see where that takes me. Now, I have another problem. I'm scheduled for surgery in 2 weeks. I'm going to have cataract surgery on my right eye. And from what I understood, I talked to the doctor's office yesterday. They called me to do an evaluation. I guess the anesthesiast, uh, did that. I spent 40 minutes on the phone with the person interviewing me and asking all kinds of questions about medications and things of that nature. And they told me what I can and can't do before surgery, like not eating after 10 o'clock the night before and having clear liquids up until, I guess I have it written down, 2 hours before my scheduled time to arrive at the hospital and all that kind of stuff. But when she asked me about the medications that I was taking, one of the things that I mentioned is I'm on semaglutide. And she said, "Oh," and she said, "How often are you taking it? What dosage are you taking it?" I said, "Well, I'm on the second increment. I guess that's 0.50, and I've got two pens left of injections, and I'm going to do one tonight." She said, "All right, what I want you to do is don't do one next week." So next week, last night was the April 2nd. So next week would have been April, or would be April 9th. So I'm not going to inject myself on April 9th because my surgery is for April 15th. And she said the night of the 16th, then you can inject yourself with semaglutide again. And I asked her, I said, "Well, why?" She said, "Well, that's because food could remain in your stomach a little bit longer." And she got onto some kind of information that she wanted me to know. But after I got off the phone with her, I got on the old internet and I found out a lot of information about why you're not supposed to be taking that medication or using that medication before surgery. And I'm going to read it because it's kind of technical. GLP-1 and agonist medications for diabetes or weight loss. Certain types of medications taken for weight loss or diabetes management can affect the safety of patients when they are under general anesthesia or deep sedation. The risk can be minimized by taking certain steps before the surgery or procedure. Learn what medications can create risk and how to protect yourself or your loved ones. All right, I'm not going to be under deep sedation. I guess it's the general anesthesia where you're kind of loopy and you're aware of what's going on. I'm not 100% sure. I had this done a number of years ago when I had they were looking to put a stent in my heart. But yeah, you're awake, you're aware, but you're not 100%. Let's put it this way: you're not 100% lucid, so you don't feel the pain or anything like that. Uh, Medications that are classified as glucagon like peptide dash 1, which is the full term for GLP dash 1 receptor agonist, might increase surgical risk for patients who are receiving general anesthesia or deep sedation. And then it lists some of the drugs. For instance, Manjaro, Ozempic, Trulicity, Wegovy, Zepbound. Now, again, I'm taking semaglutide, which is the primary ingredient in Wegovy. And I'm reading this, and it says, "How could GLP-1 agonist drugs affect my anesthesia and safety in surgery? Medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, semaglutide, Zepbound, and others can delay the time it takes for food to empty from your stomach. In medical terminology, this is called gastric emptying. Anecdotal reports suggest that GLP-1 agonists could increase the risk of stomach contents being regurgitated and then aspirated into the airway or lungs of a patient under general anesthesia or deep sedation. Prevention of regurgitation and aspiration is why all patients are instructed to fast before any procedure that requires anesthesia or sedation." Um, Further goes along and says aspiration of stomach content into the lungs is dangerous and life threatening. There are ways for the anesthesia care team to respond to regurgitation and aspiration during surgery to try to protect the patient, but it's better to avoid the risk. All right, so that's it. I just can't take it next week. Now, I read online again about what it's going to mean for me to skip that particular injection. It may increase my desire for, foods or uh, a type of food. From what I've read, it takes a long time, maybe up to a month, for that drug to get completely out of your system. So it's only going to be out basically for what, a week, 6 days, 7 days. So I don't think it's going to affect me that much. A lot of people said, yeah, they didn't even notice it. I'm just going to be aware that, hey, I'm not taking it. but I'm going to watch my diet. I'm going to try not to overeat and try not to gain some of the weight back that I've already lost because it was a hard earned journey. So I'm going to do what I need to do. And the day of my surgery is the 15th. And then my next injection is scheduled for the next day, that Wednesday night, the 16th. So I'm going to stay to that schedule. Don't give myself the injection next Wednesday night, which is the 9th. However, next Thursday, I will get on and post a video about my weight loss from today to next week to see if I actually broke through the plateau. That's one of the hardest things. I've been on that plateau, that weight loss plateau, for about 2 weeks now. It's frustrating, it's disappointing, but again, I'm not giving up. I'm not discouraged by it because it's happened before to me. And from what I understand, it's a common occurrence. For a lot of people go through it. There's different ways. You can change your diet. You can just eat whatever you want for a couple of days and then start your diet again. And it seems like that jump starts it. Or you can fast, or you can change diets, like I mentioned before. But I'm just going to continue the way I'm doing things right now. And hopefully, I'll just eat less calories. I know I have been eating less calories, and I have a less of a desire for some foods that I used to really like. Now, again, last night I took the injection, and this morning, of course, I had my side effects, which is the dry mouth, very dry mouth. And I did feel a little shaky, like the shivers. And I've mentioned that before, the day after other injections. So that may be the way the drug is affecting my body. So hopefully I'll continue doing it and I'll continue doing well on it, but I'll keep you posted. And again, if you have any comments, please leave them below, good, bad, or indifferent. I really appreciate all the encouragement that I've been receiving. And I just want to thank you, everybody, or to everybody who's been leaving those comments. I know a lot of times it takes time and it takes effort to do the comments, but it is appreciated. At least I know that there's people out there that are listening that have some input that I may want to use, and some input. I'm sorry if I don't use it. It's not that I don't appreciate your input, but it's not going to work for me. Every person has their own individual, I guess, health issues, or uh, maybe, I don't know, health standard, maybe, if that's the better way to describe it. And what your standard, what your health will allow you to do, and what your health will not allow you to do. So that's why I'm very cautious about how I'm approaching my weight loss. I am older and I got to be careful about it. So it is working, though. I do feel better, generally speaking. I mentioned this before in another video, that every pound that I've lost is 4 pounds less of pressure that I'm feeling on my joints, my back, my hips, my knees, and my ankles, any downward pressure. So if I've lost 10 pounds, that's 40 pounds of pressure that's eliminated. So I'm going to continue on my journey. Again, I appreciate all your encouragement, and thank you. And you have a good day. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And if you know like this video, just click the like button. And there's a little bell down below too, and that's for notifications. If you want to click on that bell, anytime I put up a new video, you'll get that notification that the new video is up. All right, everybody. Well, thank you again for listening to me. Uh, I appreciate all your effort. And if you have any comments, as I mentioned before, please leave them below. And thanks again for all your encouragement. All right, you have a good day. Bye.